Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. And if you want to support the people that make this game, but, make other games since they've completed this one, then you can go to their Patreon. I think it's $3 to get, just tons of things. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we went to Jenna's place. You know, the one that was on the side of the road, hunched over, maybe having an episode, maybe on something high, who knows. And she seemed completely fine. And we helped her remove some tumbleweeds and get some wood somewhere else and maybe chop the wood? Not sure. But we saw a humongous tarantula and completely fainted. And then we had a maybe memory of Sydney, the one who died, and they seem like a real piece right there. But I don't know, maybe it's just kid stuff. It's been quite a while since I was a kid. Anyways, let's start this one. It's a short walk to the diner, and I berate TJ the entire way. I'm sorry, she just sort of pushed it on me. Ooh, ooh. You can always say no. I can't just say no. Or at least they had other plans. TJ stays quiet as I push open the door to the diner. Oh yeah, she asked us to chop firewood, or asked, TJ to do it. I was kind of looking forward to hanging out again. TJ keeps quiet as we sit down, so I give up and just lean my head back again, eyes closed. Am I gonna have to wipe my glands again? I'm gonna... Oh darn, it didn't print screen in time. That thing just popped out of nowhere. Because I played Halo. It's quiet for a few minutes before TJ finally speaks up. How are you feeling? I rub my eyes gently. The headache is now replacing the dizziness that I felt earlier. Tired. My head hurts. I really shouldn't have done that. I'm so sick. Stop apologizing. Please. It's fine. It wasn't the heat. TJ frowns and sits back, looking out the window at the sunset. Sorry, I'm not mad. I just don't want to see you beat yourself up over it, you know? I don't tell him that his constant fretting and apologizing is grating on my headache. Well, make sure you try to eat. You might just need energy. Here's hoping. At the moment, a young stag that I vaguely recognize comes to our table. It's weird seeing someone so young and fresh in Janus's position. Once he gets to our table, though, his eyes light up. Tej? TJ sits up suddenly, a big grin spreading across his face. Julian? Julian? Huh. This is not what I would have thought when I thought of a deer. He's really short. He looks more like a reindeer, but more like a cartoonized reindeer, you know? It's been a while since I've seen him. He's bigger, especially down there. And so are his antlers. I barely recognize him. Not really antlers. And Chase, too. What in the world are you two doing here? Visiting. I didn't know you had a job here. That's cool. Julian grins. Not really, but it pays some of the bills. At that point, I phase out of conversation. Wait, at that point, I phase out the conversation. Okay, and the two of them catch up. TJ had a lot of friends in high school. He had been technically popular. It's been a good few minutes before the stag could finally take his orders. Once Julian busts off to another table, TJ grins at me. Oh man, it's good to see him again. Yeah, that's cool. With the stag gone, the awkward silence quickly closes in on us again. I'm too tired, too much about it though. I lay my head back again, close my eyes. I just played Halo, come on. I need more energy. Feeling like I might fall asleep right here. Same. I haven't been sleeping well. Also went to the gym, worked out until my muscles were like, hey, we're gonna cramp out. I'm like, okay, I probably should go. So, I open them and see TJ looking at me before he quickly looks away again. What? He fiddles with a stack of napkins. You called me Toby earlier. Did I? But I remember even as I say it. Yeah. TJ forces a laugh. It's been years since you called me that. Yeah. We're quiet for a moment. So, why'd you call me that? I don't know. I guess I was just a little too loopy after passing out. Ah. I aim carefully. Do you mind if I call you that? TJ's fine. So yes. I study TJ, the way he's sort of hunched in on himself, his ears twitching. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I go back and forth between deciding if I should bring up the whole Flynn incident or not. Despite my best efforts, TJ isn't fooling anyone that he's not bothered by what happened. Of course he would be. Do you want to talk about what happened on Monday? TJ's quiet, and I kick myself. I give him all the more time to think of what I'm given all the more time to think of what I'm gonna say next, as Julian brings her food and strikes up another conversation. TJ, again, is able to easily slip into a smile and chat away with the stag. The smell of the burger has my mouth watering, and it's incredible when I take a bite. It's striking how easy it is for TJ just to put on a smile and act cheerfully. It makes me wonder how much of it is actually genuine. I'm almost halfway done with my burger by the time Julian angrily called back to the kitchen by the cook. TJ goes quiet again and starts plucking at his salad. I swallow, then sit down my burger, my stomach turning a bit at what I'm planning to say. I was thinking about this before we got here. About what? That maybe we could use the time we have here to remember what happens, to find... TJ finally looks at me, and the sadness I see in his eyes makes my heart plummet. Find closure? TJ's quiet, staring at his salad. I don't know, man. I just know how bad it was for you. Still, and I just want to figure out how we can search for the right words. Be at peace with it. TJ's still quiet. I don't know, man. I finally say and slump into a booth, feeling like I ruined the evening. How could we do that? His tone is shaky, but genuinely curious. I don't know. Talk about it? Talk about it with the others? Not Flynn, just the others. TJ looks out the window again. Maybe even go to the lake? Talk about it there? I don't know. I almost choke on the word lake, still worried about saying it in front of TJ. Maybe. TJ sighs and finally looks at me with a small smile. Maybe, but right now, I just still want to hang out with you and have a good time, okay? Okay. So stop being so angry. It's making me sad. I pick up my burger, my stomach loosening up enough that I feel like I can eat again. Sorry, I was just looking forward to... And stop apologizing. He says it with a smirk, then almost immediately frowns. I mean, sorry, that was rude. I laugh at him, and he smiles back. I take another bite and look out the window. I feel a lot better now, and I'm pretty sure I only passed out because I didn't have any food in me. What about the tarantula? By the way, did you ever see that tarantula again after the first time you saw it? TJ shudders. Ugh, no, thank goodness. I look out the window at the brilliant sunset. Ah, that's good. He tries to walk away from me, but I kick him in his lower back, and he goes tumbling forward onto his knees. He stays there, not bothering to move at all. I glare at the back of his head, breathing hard. How does it feel when it's happening to you? My voice shakes as I yell at him. I'm used to doing something like this. Feels so gross. But at the same time, I feel like I'm finally teaching him a lesson. He's had it coming for so long. Why are you so mean to him? He doesn't answer, instead slowly gets up to his feet, wiping his face with the back of his hand. I told him to come out here to make one of his treasure hunts, just so I could confront him like this. It's not going how I thought it would, though. He's just standing there, not saying anything. Finally, he starts to walk away again, shoulders slumped, ears down, tail down. I feel another burst of anger following him. I quickly overtake a slow pace and shove him as hard as I can in the back. His head snaps back before he falls flat on his stomach on the ground. He stays there for a long, long time while I stare at him. I can't remember what happened after that. Thursday. Well, this was like 20-minute mark, I would have called it because it's a new day, but yeah, what are you gonna do? There's a dull throbbing ooh in my head when I wake up, a remnant of the raging headache I had yesterday. I'll take some Tylenol. Trademark. When TJ gets into the bathroom so he doesn't see. Doesn't see you take Tylenol? I don't want to worry him. I guess. Woo. Always take another one of his insanely long showers. I go down to the lobby to get some breakfast. Wait, a motel has breakfast? When I come back to the room, balancing 2 plates full of bagels, bacon, and eggs, I'm surprised to see TJ's already gone. He's busily brushing his fur in the mirror, trying to tame the comical, fluffed-up look he has going on. I can't believe I forgot my shampoo. Look at how ridiculous I look. He holds his arms out to me and Jenna. Jenna grunts, not really paying attention as she types away furiously on her laptop. I think it's kinda cute. Ooh woo. TJ smiles. You mean funny? No. You just can't look a little chubby. I smirk at TJ's mortified look as I set the plates down on the table, which forces Jenna to push her laptop aside for the moment. TJ opens a packet of jam and butter before spraying it neatly on the bagel cut in half. I watch as some of it sticks to the long fur around his mouth as he nibbles at it. He wipes away with a napkin, only to start the process over again. Yeah, like, why would you wipe your face if you're going to just eat it and get messy again, you know? I know, human stuff. It's so sad that you're going to spend all your time doing homework, Jenna. I'm taking 2 midterms on the Monday we get back, so it's fairly necessary, TJ. Jen doesn't even look up from the laptop as she responds, focused solely on whatever she's typing. I'm pretty sure she just shoved half a bagel into her mouth before she went back to work. She sits there quietly for a moment, taking another bite. You think you have time to do anything today? Jen doesn't answer for a few seconds. The faint patter of the keyboard. Finally, she stops and looks up for the first time in probably an hour. I don't think so. I have a lot of work to do. Why don't you two go out and do something? Well, it would be just nice if you could go with us. I snort. Yeah, come with us to do more work at Janice's house again. TJ lowers his ears. Again? TJ takes another bite of his bagel and doesn't look like he's gonna say anything. I sigh. Yeah, she kind of cornered him and got him to say he would do more work. Jenna rolls her eyes and it turns her attention back to the laptop. Jenna's taking advantage of people? Shocker. So wait, she's the person that does do that? Jenna. TJ protests quietly. You know, she used to give me some sort of sob story at the diner to get me to tip better. TJ frowns. Well, she does have a tough life, Jenna. Despite being annoyed and having to go back to Janice's, I find myself siding with TJ. I think you do whatever you can to make money. It's probably hard to own a house as just a waitress. Yeah, well, maybe don't be a waitress in this crap town. Like, for some reason, crap's better. She could at least try to find something else if it's that hard. TJ is still frowning, his ears down. I can tell he wants to say something more, but Jenna is an intimidating figure to try and argue with. It's quiet for another minute before Jenna sighs loudly. Sorry, I'm just a little stressed right now. I have a lot of stuff to get done. It's alright. I wish we could help out. Jenna laughs without any humor. I wish you could too. TJ falls silent, staring at the middle piece of bagel held between his fingers. The phone buzzes in my pocket as I take it out, surprised to see a text from Carl. Yo! Stare at it for a moment. Huh? Hi. Who is it? TJ asks around his last bite of bagel, holding a napkin daintily in front of his mouth as he chews. Carl. Jenna's typing stops again. Really? How's he doing? I know. He seems okay. I realize then that I hadn't really had a chance to ask Jenna or anything else what happened with Carl yesterday. Where was he? Leo said you guys found him. Yeah. Jenna pauses, staring at the screen on her laptop. What happened? I really don't know. Flynn found him in the crawl space, apparently. The crawl space? For some reason, I get chills running up my arms. What in the world was he doing down there? Jenna shakes her head. When I went down there, he was just sitting on the ground, and Flynn told me to leave. I raise my brows, and TJ gives me a confused look. He was standing in front of him, so I couldn't see him, like if he was upset or anything. What was he doing? Jenna shrugs. Flynn took him upstairs, and we left after that. Was he, like, drunk or something? TJ seems to try and word it delicately. Jenna shrugs again, then turns back to her writing. He's always high, isn't he? I look back down at my phone. Ready to finish out? Is he that high right now? It takes me a second to figure it out. When I do, I look up at TJ. What time does Janice want us over? We'll go in the evening, when it's not so hot. TJ looks down and lowers his ears again. Because I don't want TJ to get all apologetic again, I keep talking. Do you want to go hang out with Carl? TJ smiles. Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Alright then. Sure, TJ. TJ is also coming with me. For some reason, though, I can't shake the feeling that something is off. Stepping out of the parking lot, TJ immediately starts heading for the road, when he paused by the car, holding my keys. TJ turns around. Are we walking? I look up at the road towards the foothills of the mountains. Carl's house is an intimidating speck in the distance, barely visible in the heat haze. Oh, did you want to drive? I shielded my eyes against the sun, only just over the mountains, but still promising a hellscape by noon. I mean, did you want to walk? I can see TJ's demeanor deflate a little bit as he starts walking back towards me in the car. We can drive. He smiles at me, and I sigh and shove my keys back in my pocket. Nah, we can go for a walk. It'll just give us more time to talk anyway. Oh, okay. TJ smiles and walks and waits for me to catch up with him before we start up the road. Well, I'm not looking forward to trekking back to Jance's house in the heat. I'd rather TJ be in an upbeat mood. We're pretty quiet on the way up. It isn't until we're passing Jance's house that I finally break the silence. Man, why did you have to say yes? I groan half-teasingly, shoving my shoulder into his, sending him stumbling a little ways into the road. Sorry. Is it so hard to say no? Well, yeah, it definitely is. I sigh. It would be fine if we weren't on vacation with friends we might never see again. TJ sulks a bit. Don't say that. It's kind of true. I remember that this trip is already sort of ruined because of Flynn. Anyway, it's not that easy, Chase. Especially when she's all smiling and expectant like that. You should stop letting people take advantage of you. TJ stares at the ground. Sorry. And stop apologizing. TJ flattens his ears, and I realized that my tone might have been a bit too harsh. Okay, now I'm sorry. I was mostly joking, but it's frustrating to see you get pushed around. I don't really get pushed around. I ignore him. And get taken advantage of. Ooh. She doesn't take advantage of me. Damn. Why do you think she only asks for you? Why do you think she only asks you for these things? He opens his mouth, but I don't let him answer. Because she'll know you'll say yes. That's basically the definition of taking advantage of someone. I nudge him again with my shoulder, but he manages not to fall on the ground this time. You gotta be a little more assertive. Boop boop. Stand up for yourself more often. TJ shoves his hands in his pockets. So just say no to people? Not just when it comes to saying no. Stand up to people being mean to you too. I don't mention Flynn, but I'm pretty sure he knows what I'm getting at. I try not to give him an encouraging smile, but he doesn't look at me. It feels great, man. Once you do it once, you can't stop. Or say no to anyone. TJ looks away, out in the desert. It sounds like you just want me to be mean to people. I shake my head. You can be nice and assertive at the same time. It's a good combination. TJ's quiet for a few minutes as we start the painful uphill portion of the trek towards Carl's mansion. I do it because I like to do it, you know? I'm starting to pant a little, my short, stubby legs already burning. I like to help her out. It feels good. Like, it makes you feel better about yourself? It makes you feel better about a lot of things. There's a sudden shift in his tone that cuts me off from saying anything else. It's a tone I'm not used to hearing from him, and I wonder if I went too far with the whole being assertive thing. I feel like there's a whole lot more going on under the surface, but now doesn't feel like the time to delve into it. I try to think of something else to talk about, change the subject. Anyway, maybe the apologizing thing is just part of your heritage? TJ laughs, dispelling the tension easily. Maybe. Well, if you go back, at least you'll fit in with all the nice people. It's just a stereotype. It's not true at all. There are mean people in someplace. Not like here, though. TJ nods. Yeah, not like here. I'm quiet for a few more minutes. Carl's house promising close now. I'm distracted, looking up at it, when suddenly TJ's shoulder checks me right off the road, tripping me over my feet and into a sage bush. What the hell? I shout as I lay in the dirt and the dust clearing to view a mortified TJ standing on the side of the road. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to knock you over. He catches himself, though the horrified look is still on his face. I stare up at him for a while, then burst out laughing. I see his tail and ears relax, his floofed out fur laying back down. He smiles, seemingly relieved. Oops, I bumped my thing. You're learning? He rubs his shoulder sheepishly. I guess so. Yeah, you're learning to be a dick. He stands a good couple of minutes on Carl's doorstep, ringing the doorbell over and over. I can hear the heavy beat of some hip-hop song through the door and ground. I swear the windows look like they're about to burst out with how much they're shaking. Finally, I send him a text, and And that's when the music finally stops and the door swings open. As it does, TJ and I blasted with a wave of pot, with just a touch of booze lingering underneath. Carl grins at us, his eyes bloodshot and his fur mussed up. What the fuck took you guys so long to get here? TJ frowns, rubbing his nose inconspicuously. I don't think I've ever seen Carl this far gone. I stare at him, and he stares back at us, his grin never wavering. I finally break the silence. Are you okay? Carl suddenly gets a very serious look on his face. Chase. Gravely, he reaches out to put both his paws on my shoulders. I have... He smirks, then sets his face sternly again. Never felt better. He brings me into a hug and whispers fiercely in my ear. I'm so glad you're here. He suddenly shoves me back and whirls on TJ, who cringes. Carl goes after him, sweeping him off his feet like a lynx. Like the lynx is his brand new bride. Carl, get inside before you get heat stroke, fluff cheeks. I'm gonna make you a proper woman. I stand there on the doorstep as Carl takes the cat inside, TJ throwing me a wide-eyed look over the ram's broad shoulder. I stare back, wondering if it's such a good idea before stepping in. The pot smell inside, the coolness of the mansion, is a welcome relief. Pot smell side. Is a welcome relief to the quickly rising heat behind me. I'm just in time to see Carl toss TJ onto a two-cushion couch before flopping onto the bigger one across from it. He smiles at me and pats the cushion next to him. I sit down on the last cushion, leaving a space between the two of us. I'm just a little worried about how handsy he's being right now. Carl shrugs and kicks up his feet on the cushion between us, tapping me with his hooves. We sit there for an antagonizingly awkward 10 seconds before TJ clears his throat. So, Carl, how have you been? Carl rose his head on his shoulders to snap his gaze in the direction of TJ, who gulps. I was going to make a joke that we're doing an intervention, but if I remember correctly, he did think we're giving him an intervention on his pot. TJ, I've just been peachy. You get me? TJ's ears twitch. Yes? Supery. Carl giggles quietly to himself. He stares at the ceiling for a while, continuing to tap me with his hooves. Look down to see that they're leaving hoof-shaped prints of white dust on my pants. Man, I'm glad you guys are here. I thought I was gonna go crazy. How come? Carl interlocks his fingers behind his head. This house, man. You'll go crazy in it if no one's around. Flynn spent the night, but then he had to go to work. GJ seems to have run out of things to say, leaning back on the couch, then his tail twitches around nervously. Carl doesn't seem to mind, though, staring peacefully at the ceiling. I exchange glances with TJ. He shrugs weirdly at me. Look at the massive flat screen. You wanna watch something? Carl flicks his eyes to the TV. Have you seen the new Luce Lobo movie? They have... I can't think of the name of the actor even to make a joke. I have to think about that. Not since last summer, I think. I haven't. It's the fucking shit, dudes. Carl sticks his legs in the air, swiveling on his butt, before launching himself off the couch to land on his hooves awkwardly. He stumbles, falling into TJ's couch. Lynx tries to steady him, but the ram is off before he can, grabbing the remote. Suddenly, he spins around and tosses his phone at me and I have to lunge to catch it. Chase, let's order some goddamn pizza. I'm starving. Or I think it was police. What? I stare at his phone. He sighs loudly at me. Did Giano's app. Duh. It takes me a second to find it in the sea of random game apps. Whoops. Sorry, hit the table. Oh, so, what do you guys want? I'll shove anything from Giano's in my fat face. I stare at him. So order anything. Okay. I end up letting TJ pick the toppings, but he's got a special dietary, where he can't eat gluten. Once you've ordered the extra large pizza, Carl's already started up the movie. I didn't know anyone delivered out here. Carl sits down with a beer in his hand, and I wonder if I should tell him not to drink anymore. Honestly, I don't know if the way he's acting is more due to the pot or the drink. He grins. That's what's so great about Giano's. They'll deliver anywhere if you pay. He takes a swig and belches. Price of delivery is the same as the fucking pizza, though. He stares at me before pointing at his beer. You want one? I glance at TJ, who's staring hard at the screen. Maybe I'll have one with the pizza. Me and TJ have some yard work to do for Janice. Carl wrinkles his nose. Do you want to go with us, Carl? Carl thinks, then gives us a massive shrug. I can tag along. Might be able to do any real work, though. Might not be able to. He pats his stomach. Swear to God I'll hurl. That's fine. He smiles, but Carl seems to be watching the movie now, which is already a few minutes into the intro. The pizza doesn't arrive for another hour, and when it finally does, the slices are almost room temperature. Still, with the pizza, beer, and a movie, I start to kind of enjoy myself. By the end of it, Carl seems to have sobered up a little bit. Not a whole bunch, but to the point where he's at least coherent. He turns off the TV and sighs. Flat on his back, on the couch, at this point, his felt locks across the lap. I don't know. I'm fucking stuffed. I agree, and I'm feeling even less inclined to go over to Janice's place. TJ pulled out his phone, and now he's staring at it with his ears lowered. I'm about to ask him what's wrong, but that's when Carl nudges me with his leg. Hey, you guys want to play a game? I look at him curiously. Or cautiously? Cautiously? Huh. What kind of game? Hey, chicken. Carl looks at the ground, then finds a row of 3 bottles on the ground next to the couch, 2 of them empty, and 1 half empty. Never have I ever. TJ gives me a nervous laugh. Yeah, I guess we can keep going. But Carl, I don't drink. Give it a try. I frown, giving Carl a look. Or we could just do 10 fingers. You don't have to drink for that one. Carl pouts. Wow, you're boring as hell today, Chase. Alright, we'll do both. You guys can do 10 fingers bullshit. I guess it's like when you run out of fingers you lose or something. He shrugs. He struggles to sit up, burping again while he does. He leans over with a groan and picks up his beer. Okay, I'll go first. I hold up 10 fingers and TJ does the same, somewhat reluctantly. Never have I ever... Carl seems to think hard, then grins. Had sex. Wait, really? TJ's ears flatten as I glare at Carl. Really? We're going there already? Carl shrugs. What? It's the first question everyone asks. I lower a finger, still glaring. Isn't this game about getting to know things? About people that you don't already know about? I look over at TJ, not surprised to see all of his fingers are still up, though he's still blushing. I'm surprised you haven't, though. You've had girlfriends. Carl sneers at me. Turns out, having to lift up your own gut so that they can suck me off turns them off. Never gone past that. Okay, I guess he's mean full-on sex, but also it's like, some people like fat. So they still sucked you off? Blowjobs don't count. Yeah they do. It's called oral sex. Nah, man. I suddenly become very aware of the bleat red lynx sitting across from us, beet red. I cough loudly and sit straight up, trying to think of something that's interesting, but still G-rate fatigue. Never have I ever been in a fight. A physical fight, I mean. Carl takes a drink. TJ, his fingers stay up. Who did you fight? The fuck have you been? Remember Clint? Oh yeah. TJ starts to lower his finger, too, then stops. Well, he mostly attacked us. We didn't really fight back, so it's not really a fight. Back up. So, it's really not a fight. Carl shrugs. Me and Flynn have gone into it before. Well, you already took a drink, so we'll go for TJ. Your turn. TJ looks off to the side, seeming to think hard. Never have I ever failed a test. TJ grins. I lower a finger, smirking, but Carl lets out a snort. Cute. The amount of disdain in his voice has me looking over at him, but he's already chugging down his beer. His burp seems to shake the couch. Alright, never have I ever kissed a dude. Carl? What? I've never actually seen you kiss Leo, so... Oh wait, maybe I have. Meh. He shrugs again. I lower a finger, rolling my eyes. TJ of course doesn't. As I'm trying to think of my own question, I suddenly feel something warm press against the side of my face. I blanch away, out of instinct, and turn to find Carl with his eyes closed and lips pursed. Carl? TJ sits on the couch, his face a portrait of comically cartoonish shock. Alright, now I have. Carl takes a big gulp of beer. I'm not sure how to react, but TJ's reaction is enough to make the whole thing seem funny, instead of, like, sexual harassment. I mean, you can't do it after the question's been asked, right? Carl puts his chin on his fist, fluttering his eyes in a way that probably he thinks is seductive. You can look it up if you want. He's shaking my head, wiping the side of my face as I try to think. Never have I ever flown on an airplane. Carl and TJ lower a finger. Huh. Really? That's crazy. I shrug. Hardly ever been out of the state in my life. That's tragic. Kind of is. And so it goes. The game continues for another 20 minutes. Most of the questions innocent enough. Still, I notice every time TJ takes his turn, Carl gets more and more agitated. Never have I ever done drugs. Never have I ever been late to class. Never have I ever gotten less than A in minus in class. Jesus, man, you're a straight A student. So I can tell TJ's directing it mostly at me. Partially because he's being mischievous, and partially because I think he's generally trying to figure me out. Carl's mood continues to sour though, and it all seems to build until the 6th round. Never have I ever been in a car accident. I lower a finger. You've crashed it before? I won't glare at him. Why did you automatically assume it was my fault? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, my dad was driving, and we got rear-ended. Oh. That was when I noticed Carl hasn't spoken at all since the question was asked. I looked over at him to see that he's got the bottle resting in his knee as he watches TJ. I lean over to poke at him. You okay? He glances at me before turning back to TJ. You knew I'd been in an accident. TJ looks at Carl confused. I did? Yeah, I told you that at the motel when you first got here. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay. TJ continues to look confused. Carl stares at his lap for a while, and I start to wonder if the game's over. Then he looks up and stares at TJ, rubbing his chin. He seems to be thinking hard. Never have I ever... We wait. Carl smiles. Never ever killed someone. You know, since we're over time, I think that that's a even though it's not a scene change, it's a cliffhanger. And it feels like it's a drop-off point. And I'm also feeling myself lose my reading ability. And it's getting close to dinner time. So we're just going to have to leave it there. But hey, if you want to continue on, you can actually download this game. Free on itch.io. Get it. And if you want to support the people that make, that made this game and are making other games, go to Patreon. So anyways, please comment, because I like comments so much. You like, dislike, tips, tricks, always. If you like my YouTube and like it grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the rest of the grow. And please remember to spay near your animals, so control the pet population. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see ya.